Hey there, friend. Can I ask you something personal? Have you ever felt like you just needed to stop? Like the world was still spinning, but you weren't ready to keep moving with it? Yeah, me too. And guess what? Even people we think have it all together feel that way sometimes. Even legends. Even someone like Dolly Parton. Yep, you heard that right. The Queen of Country herself has decided to hit pause on her music. Not because she's run out of songs, or because she's tired of the spotlight. But because something in her life shifted. Something big. Today, we're talking about why Dolly's stepping back, how the love of her life, Carl Dean, changed everything, and what this all means, not just for her, but maybe for us too. So, let's go back to where this all started. Long before she was a global superstar, Dolly Parton was just a young girl trying to make it in Nashville. And one ordinary day, she walked into a laundromat. Probably just doing laundry, like anyone else. And that's where she met him. Carl Dean. Not at a concert. Not at a party. But standing there, in a regular laundromat. And he saw her, really saw her. Dolly was wearing a little yellow dress that day. Carl would later say, "I fell in love with the girl in the yellow dress." Sweet, right? Carl wasn't famous. He didn't want to be. He avoided the red carpet. He didn't care about awards or cameras. He just wanted Dolly. The real Dolly. And she loved him right back. They got married. And over the next 6 decades, 6 whole decades, they built a life together. Quiet. Private. Steady. While the world saw Dolly on stage in glitter and rhinestones, Carl was the calm behind the curtain. He was the one person she never had to perform for. The one who loved her for her. She once said, "Carl's the one thing in my life that's just mine." And honestly, that tells you everything. But then, everything changed. In late 2023, Carl passed away. And for Dolly, that loss was so much more than just saying goodbye to a husband. It was losing her best friend. Her home base. Her heart. Imagine waking up without the person you've shared your entire life with. No matter how famous you are, how strong you are, how busy you keep yourself, grief has a way of stopping everything. Dolly's still smiling. Still showing up. Still being kind to her fans. But there's a silence now. And that silence? It's showing up in her music. Because Dolly has chosen to pause. To put new music on hold. For someone like her, who's been making music since she was a teenager, that's a big, big deal. It's not that she's done forever. It's not retirement. It's something deeper. In a recent interview, Dolly opened up. She said, "I've written some things, but I'm not ready to record yet. Carl always loved my music, but now it feels different without him here." That line says so much in so few words. Carl was her first listener. Her biggest cheerleader. The quiet support behind every note. Without him, the songs just feel different. She's still writing. The music is still in her. But singing those songs out loud? Sharing them with the world? She's not ready. And that's okay. Because music isn't just entertainment for Dolly. It's personal. It's emotional. It's sacred. We often say that music heals, right? That it helps us cope. But here's the thing most people don't talk about, music also reveals. It brings feelings to the surface. It can hurt just as much as it heals. Sometimes, when the pain is too fresh, even your favorite song can feel too heavy to sing. And that's where Dolly is right now. But you know what's amazing? She's not hiding it. She's not pretending everything is fine. She's not pushing herself to get over it. She's doing what so many of us forget to do, she's letting herself feel. And without even trying, she's teaching us something really powerful. Grief isn't a straight line. It's not a checklist. It's not something you can rush through just because the world wants you to move on. Even someone as strong, successful, and legendary as Dolly Parton needs time. She's giving herself that time. That space. That quiet. She's not giving up. She's just breathing. And maybe we can learn from that too. Because let's be real, how many times have we told ourselves, I have to keep going, when really, our heart is begging us to stop? So here are a few things we can take from this moment in Dolly's life. First, you don't have to move on to move forward. Grief isn't about forgetting. It's about learning to live with the love in a different way. Carrying it with you, not leaving it behind. Second, your creativity can wait. Your heart can't. If you need to take a break from what you love so you can heal, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. And third, not everything needs to be shared. Dolly still plays music at home. Just not for the world right now. That's her space to feel, to remember, to just be. We live in a world that pressures us to share everything. But sometimes, healing is something that happens behind closed doors. And that's more than okay. That's healthy. So now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to pause something you love to take care of your heart? Maybe you stepped away from your art. Or stopped doing something that usually brought you joy. Maybe you just needed a moment to breathe. And maybe, like Dolly, you felt a little guilty about that. But here's the truth, you're allowed to pause. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to take care of yourself. Dolly's doing it. And if she can, we can too. If this story touched you even a little bit, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, what's something you've stepped away from lately? And how are you giving yourself space to heal? And hey, if you want to see more of the heart behind Dolly Parton, you should definitely check out our next video. It's called 5 Times Dolly Parton Proved She's the Queen of Grace Under Pressure. Trust me, you'll love it. And hey, if this video meant something to you, even just a little bit, if it touched your heart, gave you a moment to breathe, or made you think about something differently, then I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. For spending this time with me. For being open enough to listen. And if you felt a connection, if you found comfort or meaning in anything we talked about today, maybe consider giving this video a like. Not just because of the algorithm or numbers, but because every like tells me, yeah, this mattered. It's your way of saying, I felt that. And that means the world. And if you'd like to stick around, maybe even hit that subscribe button too. Not because I'm going to bombard you with notifications or flood your feed with clickbait. Nope. But because there's more coming. More stories like this. More moments that speak to the quiet parts of life. This isn't just a celebrity channel. Not really. Sure, we talk about public figures, people you've seen on stages or in headlines. But we go deeper than that. We talk about why their stories matter. What we can learn from their struggles. What their triumphs remind us about ourselves. Because behind every headline, there's a heartbeat. Behind the glitz, behind the fame, behind the polished interviews and award shows, there's a real person. And often, there's real pain. Real love. Real change. Just like you. Just like me. And I think we all need that reminder sometimes, that no matter how different someone's life looks from the outside, we're all going through something. We all carry memories. We all carry losses. We all have songs inside us that we're not quite ready to sing again. You know, life doesn't always ask before it shifts beneath our feet. Sometimes it knocks the wind out of us. Sometimes it whispers things we're not ready to hear. And in those moments, it's easy to feel alone. But the truth is, you're not. If Dolly Parton, someone who's seen and done so much, who's made millions smile, can say, "Hey, I need to pause." Then so can you. It doesn't matter if you're an artist or an accountant, a parent or a student, someone in the spotlight or someone quietly getting through the day. Your feelings are valid. Your healing matters. So I'll leave you with this, something that's been sitting with me since I heard Dolly speak about Carl and her music. Even the brightest stars need time to dim before they shine again. Isn't that beautiful? We look up at the sky and see stars twinkling. But even stars have cycles. They burn bright, then fade, then glow again in new ways. And we're not so different. Sometimes we shine. Sometimes we rest. Sometimes we just float in the dark for a while, not because we've disappeared, but because we're gathering strength for what's next. So maybe today, you needed to hear that it's okay to pause. That it's okay to not be okay for a while. That you're allowed to miss someone, to miss yourself, to miss the sound of your own joy. Maybe you've been putting pressure on yourself to be back to normal, whatever that even means. But friend, healing doesn't wear a watch. There's no deadline. No timer. No finish line you have to sprint toward. Take the time you need. Let the silence sit with you. Let the music come back when your heart is ready. Your story isn't on hold, it's still unfolding. Even in the quiet moments, you're growing. Even when you're resting, you're rising. So thank you again. For being here. For making it all the way to the end of this video. That tells me you care. You feel deeply. You're one of the good ones. And if you ever need a space that feels like home, this channel's here for you. Whether we're talking about grief, growth, music, memories, or just the small things that connect us, this is a space for real stories. For heartbeats behind headlines. I truly hope you'll come back again. And if you do, bring your whole self. Bring your laughter, your questions, your pain, your hope. All of it is welcome here. And one more thing before I go. If this video reminded you of someone, a friend, a family member, maybe even someone who's going through a quiet kind of grief right now, consider sharing it with them. Not as a fix. Not as advice. But just as a way of saying, I see you. And you're not alone. That little gesture? It could mean more than you know. So yeah. Take care of your heart. Be gentle with yourself. You're doing better than you think. And whenever you're ready, whenever that day comes when the words return, the melody comes back, and your soul wants to sing again, know this. Your music will still be there. Waiting. Patient. Kind. Just like you. Thanks for being part of this moment with me. I'll see you in the next one.